Okay, so I said I wasn't doing a Tech Tuesday video, and I'm not. Instead, we're doing a live event. I've never live streamed to Facebook before. I thought they were still rolling out the option, but turns out anyone can do it. The magic of technology. Alright, so for Tech Tuesday for this week, and I will just post a link here. Well, the post isn't live yet, so that's why I'm talking about it now, and then I guess I'll just throw up the video on the channel later as a Facebook Live test. This is a channel about technology. I'm testing technology. It should still be valid. And hey, look, I can actually set up the phone to not be shaky cam. I guess this works. Alright, so we got some weird news this week, along with the spec leak for the NVIDIA GTX 1080, which came literally 48 hours after the GTX 1060, my bad, which came literally 48 hours after the AMD RX 480 was released. Literally 48 hours later, NVIDIA was like, alright, let's drop those specs so that everyone knows maybe they shouldn't run out and buy the 480 yet. So the press, which continue to get leaked by NVIDIA, clearly these aren't actual leaks and more just NVIDIA wanting us to have the information, but they were obtained by videocards.com. And from what we can tell, it's got 1280 CUDA cores, 1.7 gigahertz boost clock, 6 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, at 8 gigabits per second. It's got one 6-pin power connector, uses only 120 watts of TDP, and has 3 DisplayPort 1.4 ports, so that's an upgraded DisplayPort, and then has one HDMI 2.0 and one digital DVI, and it's supposed to be faster than the RX 480 and hopefully cost around the same price if it's going to be a competitive thing. We don't actually know yet. It's July 7th, so in like 2 days they have an event in Melbourne at which they should probably be announcing it, and then it's speculated that they will actually release the card about 2 weeks later on July 14th. So we'll see, but according to their little pie chart, it's almost like a third faster than the RX 480, which is a little nuts. I'm not sure how realistic that is or how I feel about it, but according to their chart, it is significantly faster than the RX 480, which means as long as they can get it to the $250 or less price point, it will probably sell like wildfire, which is probably very likely given that all of the 60 level cards are usually between $300 and $200. The 660, the 760, and so on, they're always around that price point. So we'll see in a couple days, I guess. That was an awkward point to have to bring in spec leaks, but I did want to go ahead and get it in for this week. Next up, Xbox's Play Anywhere gets a release date. This is the program they announced at E3 that I had covered quite a bit, that kind of announces the end of Xbox as a console and brings up Xbox as a service, because starting in apparently September 13th, 2016, users will be able to buy games on Xbox One digitally or Windows 10 digitally and play it across both. As such, I played my final games of Halo 5 matchmaking yesterday on the Xbox One and moved my Xbox One to the bedroom as a media PC because I will no longer be playing it as a console because I can't stand it. I've had nothing but issues with it, and I'll just be able to buy all my games on PC from now on. So I do appreciate that. They also accidentally leaked the update release date for the Windows 10 Anniversary Update, which adds a ton of features to Windows 10. A ton of features. But they accidentally released the release date, which should be August 2nd. You will need that update on PC as well as the summer update on Xbox One in order to take advantage of the Play Anywhere program, and then games in the Xbox Live Store will have a Play Anywhere badge to indicate that they qualify for this program to cross-buy them. But the goal for Microsoft is to release all first-party games on both platforms and through this program. But of course, Gears, Forza, ReCore, Halo Wars 2, Killer Instinct, all of the major upcoming first-party Microsoft titles are already said to be a part of that. Next up, we have that Kick-Ass Torrents has taken down a total of 1 million torrents due to DMCA claims so far. That's pretty crazy. Kick-Ass Torrents has been getting a lot more popular lately as the Pirate Bay has run into a ton of legal trouble. Their domain's been switched a million times. The site keeps going down over and over, and they overall have just had a ton of trouble. So Kick-Ass Torrents has gained a lot of popularity, And also, they've released their own .onion address for Tor browsers. And so, between all of that, Kick-Ass Torrents has grown quite a bit. But one of the things that has always separated them from the Pirate Bay is that they actually respond to Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown requests, DMCA takedown requests. Basically, copyright holders can say, hey, your site has a torrent infringing our copyrights, please take it down. They actually will. And so, according to Torrent Freak, the rates that they've been taking it down has grown up to about more than 500,000 per year, and so they've hit the 1 million milestone of have taken down 1 million torrents. Of course, there's millions upon millions of torrents out there, and the best part is that this is only an indexing site. Kick-Ass Torrents, the Pirate Bay, all of those, they don't actually host any content. Like, they may host a torrent file, but they don't host the actual pirated content. They are just an index. It's like Google. Google doesn't host most of the websites. It just indexes them. So while they're not listing the torrents, users on the forums have just been kind of going wild, re-uploading the torrents or providing the magnet URLs from the original torrent files, because the actual ability to seed and download the files are still there. They're just not listed on Kick-Ass Torrents. So it's not super effective, but it is at least making an effort to keep them from being listed. But that means that since they are cooperating with the DMCA takedowns, Kick-Ass Torrents may actually live a little bit longer without falling under too much hellfire. We'll see. So back in 2014, a lot of celebrities and other people were hacked, and a bunch of nude photos were leaked, including that of Jennifer Lawrence, who is a local celebrity to my area, and this was called the Celebgate hack. This was done by creating phishing websites in which the user would enter their security information or their iCloud or Gmail login information on a fake website, and then the hacker gained access to over 300 accounts, many of which were celebrities. Well, one such hacker has pled guilty to this breach, to this hack Celebgate. I hate adding gate on the end of everything. It started out ironically, and now it's just taken off as people taking it seriously, and it infuriates me. But his name is Edward Majerzik. I think. Majerzik. It's really hard to pronounce. I'm usually pretty good about these names, but he faces up to 5 years in federal prison. He probably won't get that. I think they were aiming. He had already pled guilty to a hacking crime already, and was going to serve 18 months. And so he may face the full 5 years since this is being tacked on, but we'll see. But this kind of goes to show that, hacking and doing bad illegal stuff online is illegal, and you can get in trouble for it. And not a lot of people take that seriously. I mean, that he has violated the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which is a legit law, an act. You can't violate that, or you get in trouble. Now, the interesting thing here is that he has not actually been accused of leaking this information, just hacking and obtaining it, which is still like privacy violation, identity theft, personal information theft. But the Department of Justice has said they've not uncovered any evidence linking the hacker to the actual leaks. The information had to come from somewhere, unless they're implying that he got hacked as well, leaking. I don't know, but he may get a lot more time if he gets tied to the actual leaks. And then lastly but not leastly, we have a little app spotlight. VLC for Android. VLC has always been my favorite media player on the desktop for going on like 10 or 11 years now, probably. Maybe even longer. But they also have an Android app and a Windows 10 Store app, which I'll be checking out on the channel soon. But they have an Android app, and it's updated to add picture-in-picture mode, so you can watch videos and media files while you're browsing the web or checking Twitter or using other apps without having to use Android's built-in multitasking capabilities, because those honestly suck. It kind of works it basically works how the Opera functionality that I showed in my recent Opera video works, in that it pops up a little window in the corner of your screen and you just watch the video while you do other things. Really freaking cool. They're also working on adding Chromecast support to both the desktop and the Android versions. It's coming in the nightly builds very shortly, so I'm pretty stoked, and I'm going to be checking out both of those on the channel when I can. So this has been last week, I guess, tech news in a nutshell here on Tech Tuesday Live on Facebook Live. I'm going to be uploading this to the YouTube channel as well, so if you enjoyed it, smash the like button, get subscribed, all that jazz. Come check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/EposVoxOfficial, and if you want to see more live stream-esque versions of this, let me know in the comments, and I'm going to see if there's any way for me to actually save this video file for me to edit in the first place. This is, like I said, this is my very, very first test of Facebook Live from my smartphone, so feeling like total shit. I've had an awful morning. I'm exhausted. I got barely any sleep. and I feel and look like crap. I just did not want to deal with the video setup, but I wanted to test Facebook Live, so this was a good gap bridging capability. So I'm going to get back to normal work and try to eat some breakfast and try to feel a little better and wake up here. But thank you, and I'll see you next time.